All right, let's do a little summary of the day. What is it? November 9th? It is a Monday. I know that because I just took a stand-up comedy class. Now, where am I right now? I am sitting on the porch. I just had some milk. I like to say milk, but apparently it's milk. I learned that recently. And I got some cereal and some juice on my walk back. Oh, my knees. They've been hurting lately. I don't know what you can do about fixing knees. I think what you do is you exercise. You strengthen the muscles around the knees. So, quick summary. I'm not going to keep this too long because I saw on my YouTube analytics that I got a bunch of views on yesterday's summary, but it looks like it sort of faded out around 5 minutes, and I think I rambled on for 9. So I just want to summarize my day because I like to have a record of what I did, and maybe in 100 years I can, I don't know, go back and see what I did today. Woke up at 8, and I'm like, that's only like 6 hours sleep. Okay, because last night I got a call from Deanna. Remember that woman who, the model I met on Halloween, and we met, and she called me around 1. She's like, I knew you'd be up. I'm like, I guess I am technically up. I should have gone to bed at 9. Why? Oh, because I went to McDonald's last night. Did we talk about that? No. I did the video on my way to McDonald's, and then I wound up ordering at McDonald's, and I had like this whole combo meal plus another double burger plus 2 sundaes because there was a 2-for-1 special. Anyways, and then that was the McDonald's. Okay, so then I got home. I'm like, ugh. And then it was like 1 o'clock, and then she calls, and then she just very sweet. She's like, listen, I'm your friend, and it was great meeting with you, and I could have met up with lots of guys when I was there, but you were special and everything. But she didn't seem to want to go to bed. I kept saying like, okay, well, yeah, we'll talk tomorrow. Good night. Yeah, anyway. And I'm like, good night. Eventually I had to just like hang up. And then she called back, and I didn't really have an excuse not to keep talking to her because I was just sitting there watching John Wick clips. For some reason, I'm like, oh, I got to watch that scene where he kills everybody in the sauna. I'm like, why? Why did I need to sit there? Whatever. And then I watched a video breaking down the scenes, like, oh, this is the choreography, and this is what we learn about the character from the way he shoots people in the head. I'm like, what am I doing? This is why I don't get enough sleep. Oh yeah, that light there, that reminds me of when I was like in grade 12 photography, and I would take my camera out in the street, and I'd open the lens, and you just leave it for a while, and then you get the streaks of the cars driving by. I used to love photography, and it was like a warm night like this. I'd go out with my camera. Man, I loved being young. I loved it so much. But even at the time, I think I knew, I found it hard to appreciate it. I remember I had a girlfriend just the year I was in college, Nancy. And she was really cute. I met her on the internet, like in some chat room. This is the old days, like, you know, you had to dial up. Beep, beep, beep. It was like CompuServe chat room or something. I remember we spent the night together once. I just remember crying. I was like, and because I was like, she's so beautiful, and I'm like, I'll never know joy like this again. Like I felt like, it's just so precious, and I was like, and I wish I would be able to just hold on to that and just enjoy it in the moment. But even then, I was always like, oh my God, like I knew that. So I don't know. I've always been sad, I guess. My friend Julie, who I went to university with, she dug up a notebook that we used to write on in the bathroom. Like we hung it in the like we had co-ed bathrooms. Like it blows my mind now. It's like, of course, the girls and boys just sharing a bathroom on a dorm floor. And that was kind of like our Facebook. Like we'd sit in the toilet, and then we'd write about our day. And she sent me a picture of something last week where I was like, I just want everybody to know I found myself. Turns out I was here all along. I'm sorry it took me so long to find. I went to some pub, and for some reason I was all feeling profound. And I came back, and I'm the real me now. Like I was such a drama queen. Good thing I'm not all overthinking things and depressed now. Good thing I got past that. Anyway, so I woke up at 8, and I'm like, it's too tired. Went back to sleep, but I set my alarm for 9:30 because I wanted to get up because there was a casting thing at 10 that was due at 10:30. They were looking for some clips of family things and seniors being fun, and also maybe environmental things, people cleaning up litter. So I uploaded some old photos of me playing with my niece and nephew or videos from the night before, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta film a new video of me picking up litter. So I went out down the street, and I picked up litter with my garbage arm that somebody gave me for my birthday. This girl Kelly, like years ago, she gave me the garbage arm. It's actually pretty cool. I just never bring it out to pick up garbage. and then I went out the back door because I was like, I don't know, I haven't seen my parents for 2 days. I've just been trying to keep to myself and work, and I'm like, I don't want to come up and have them go, oh, where have you been, or whatever, like, so. And then I came back, and what else did I wind up doing? I don't know what I did. I just sort of sat in the downstairs for a bit, and then it was like 2 o'clock. I'm like, okay, it was 1 o'clock. I think there was an ACTRA, that's the Actors Union, a voice committee meeting. It was like a Zoom call, so I was like listening to that, hearing what the voice actors are all talking about. Like, oh, I don't know, do I go to a studio? There's germs and stuff. I haven't had a gig in Toronto. I almost got one. I was booked like, I don't know, temporarily, but then I was taken off for like a car commercial a couple of months ago. But then, and then it was finally like 3 o'clock, so I got to go for my run. I haven't eaten yet, I'm going to go for a run. So I came upstairs, and my mom's like, oh, you've only got an hour left in the day. And that's kind of why I'm always afraid to come upstairs, because I know she's going to say something like, oh, why are you up so late, or whatever. But she was right. Like, I didn't realize how beautiful it was. I was like, damn it, I missed the whole day. So I went for my little jog for an hour, went and got... and I used a new app, the Nike app. The Under Armour app didn't open. It was like broken. So I opened Nike, and it was great because you go for a run, and then if you stop, it says pausing. So it knows that you've stopped, and it's not like, because before with the Under Armour app, I had to keep taking my hands are cold, and I'm pressing, okay, pause when I went to get a shawarma, and like, oh, right, I got to unpause it again. It's ridiculous. But the Nike app is like super advanced. Maybe that's why Under Armour just gave up. They're like, you know what, we can't compete with this. So yeah, I got the shawarma, I ran back. And then, I was in the shower, and my mom texted, are you back yet? Like, when should I make dinner? I was like, well, I'm going to take the stand-up comedy class at 7. And so, and then I wasn't really hungry because I ate a giant shawarma. But she made dinner, and I sat with them, and it was very nice. She had this weird cauliflower that looks like, it's this weird Romanowski or something. I Googled it. Very interesting. And then, they drove me to the comedy class. And then it was actually kind of cool. Like, it's different than the comedy class I'm taking, which on Zoom, which gives you all these interesting... it really breaks down the structure of a joke, and here's how you write a joke. And this one was more like... he just burned through, like, oh, you can do comparisons, this and that, like, really fast. But it's only a 6-week course. There's only, like, 5 more classes now, and it's only an hour and a half, and basically just get on stage and do stuff. But I found really cool was that he was just like, here's an experiment, like, I'm just going to put the gun to your head right now. It's like Johnny Carson used to be like, it's so hot, how hot is it, kind of thing. So it's like, I want you to do, I've been in lockdown, like, Corona's kept me locked in the house for so long. How long? You got 5 minutes, come up with some good answers. And I actually sat there, and I came up with some, and some of them were good. The last one, like the first one was probably it was offensive or something. I was like, I've been under lockdown, like in the house so long. I used to be black because like I haven't seen the sun, so now I'm pale. I don't know. But the last one was pretty good. It was, I said, I started off, in the spring. At the beginning of this, I was doing Zoom speed dating, and now I've got a Zoom baby. That's how long it's been. And and then when I sat down, one of the guys was like, hey, that was really good. I was like, I like the Zoom baby. And I'm like, that's cool. So now I'm thinking, and then I was walking back from the comedy club, I was like, what if I call myself Zoom? That'd be a cool name. Because there was this, but there was this tape that I used to have as a kid. It was like, it was for your birthday, and it's like, Captain Zoom. My name is Zoom, and I live on the moon, and I came down from Earth just to sing you this tune. Hey, Joshua, it's your birthday. And the big thing was that, it's Joshua, so they would have these cassette tapes, and they'd cut your name. Hey, Joshua, it's your birthday, and we play it every year. It's kind of fun. But I still think Zoom is a cool name. It's like Zoom. It's like Trump. It's like one syllable. I like that, because I feel like people are more likely to talk about you if your name is one syllable. Like, if you have to say Ariana Grande, it's like you're not going to say that. Arnold Schwarzenegger, you're not going to say it all the time, but you'll say Zoom, or Sting, or Pink, that kind of thing. So if you want to start calling me Zoom, that's cool. And now I'm back, and so I was just sitting on the porch, on the way back, I was like kind of thirsty, starting to get hungry again, even though I was too full to eat dinner, and then, so I bought a couple boxes of cereal, and a big thing of juice at the Shoppers Drug Mart, and then I thought, I'll sit on the porch and just eat it, so I was just eating it, and I was watching 20 minutes of Tucker Carlson explaining to the Fox News viewers that, we need to look into the allegations of voter fraud, just so that everybody's satisfied with the election. We don't want, it's about democracy and everybody being having confidence in the system. So it's very cool. I enjoy Tucker. They're saying he might run for president. Somebody was saying, and yeah. So maybe I'll. But I want to do that. I want to do a show like that. Actually, I just got a message from somebody tonight too, saying, "Hey, do you want to teach advertising to her grade 11 students this week or next week?" She Googled IKEA radio ads because she loves those, and then she found online that I wrote the scripts, and I was like, yes, I did. So yeah, that'd be very cool. So I'd love to teach students, and that's the thing. Like, I really wish I was a teacher or a professor. I don't know if I can at this point. Like, how many years could I spend? And the problem is too, if I really liked it, I'd be like just upset. I'd be like, why didn't I do it for 20 or 30 years? Like, I'll be just sad. So that's why I kind of avoid things that I know I'll like doing, because that was my point. It was like kind of the thing with Nancy, where like I loved it so much, and then I pushed myself away from things. Like, maybe that's why I broke up with my first girlfriend, because I was afraid to feel good. Like, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. Like, why would I deliberately hurt myself? But it's like beautiful things like that. Like, even my last girlfriend 8 years ago, it just felt so comfortable. I remember when I was with her, I told her it's like I'm on vacation when I spend time with you. That's how good it feels, so comfortable, and I push myself away from it. I don't know why. So that's sad. But then I got another message from my French friend from France that I haven't seen since university, so for 30 years. And he was giving me the rundown of his life, and he sent some long message today saying basically did I talk about this yesterday? Maybe I did, about how I need to get off my phone and live in real life. And then today, I guess he watched my summary of the video last night, because he was like, hey, you didn't read my whole message, but at least you got the part about stick your head out of your ass. I shouldn't say that. I don't want to use swear words because I don't want to be demonetized on YouTube. But I think he means get your head out of your rear end, but he's French, so anyways. So I did read the whole thing, and it's interesting because he says he doesn't have kids. He's dating a woman who has a couple of kids, so he's kind of like a father, but he didn't have his own kids, and he's not happy with a lot of his choices in his career, but he's doing his photography and his jazz, and he's very happy with real life friends, and he's got his joy for life, and hey, we've got 40 years left, and we got to just keep enjoying it. And so that was, and maybe he'll have kids, he's not dead yet. And it's like, so it was all very encouraging, because it's a lot of times for sure, I look on Facebook and everybody's got kids, and so I don't know anybody my age who doesn't yet, even though this girl Stephanie keeps messaging. She's 30 and she's got a kid, but only by accident. And she keeps saying she knows lots of guys that don't have kids, like, that are my age, like George Stroumboulopoulos. I'm like, okay, because she works in media, but still, it's nice to hear from a compatriot and somebody who knows me, and that gives me a bit of comfort to know that, hey, where I'm, because that's the thing. Like, my friend Phil, years ago, he was 46, and he was like 10 years older than me, and he finally met a girl online who was 26, and they had kids right away. He wound up dying of cancer at 52. So I emceed his wedding, and then I gave a speech at his funeral. So that's not the ideal story, but if he hadn't died of cancer, then he'd be on, well, I'm still behind him. It's very sad. Anyways, one thing I wanted to do today, when I was saying to myself when I was walking back, it's like I should just go live on YouTube and do like my bedtime show, and just like sit there and like read some headlines and see if anybody wants to chat comments. Because I keep telling myself every day, I'm like, I want to do that every day. And it's like, no day is going to be better than the next. Like, there's no perfect day for this. And then I could do a morning show, because somebody on Facebook messaged me and said, I do a morning show every morning. And I'm like, why not? Why? I mean, that's what I've wanted, right? And that's my platform. People keep saying, why do you need to, somebody messaged me, or no, somebody commented on this video, like my last night's video on LinkedIn, my summary, and said, why is it so important to be big on YouTube? And I commented, because I don't know what else would give me joy at this point. Like, I don't even know if that would. I doubt it would. But at least it's something, like, at least I can reach out to people. I can entertain people. Like, I always thought I'd be famous in Hollywood, and I can't make that happen now. I couldn't make it happen then. And I don't know what else to do. And it's like my French friend says, he's like, because I sent him something from Instagram today. there's this girl, Charlie D'Amelio. She's like 16 or something. She's like huge, 34 million followers on Instagram. And then I saw her post about her dad. And so I looked at her dad and I'm like, yeah, he had a picture of himself. This is me in 1991. Look at my crazy hair. And I'm like, yeah, that's the year I was starting university. And so, I mean, if I was him, I could have had a famous daughter now. What was my point about this? Oh yeah, I sent it to my French friend, and I said, look at this guy. This could be our, it should have been our daughters. And he's like, why this is ridiculous. You can't compare yourself to other people. And, being rich and famous won't make you happy anyways. And that's the problem too. I know that. If I had, a few years ago, I had $1 million. I made it in 2 stock trades and it didn't change my life. I lost it again quickly because I'm an idiot. But, what would that mean if I own a giant mansion, I sit in it alone? Like, the only thing I think is good is to be young. Like, either be young, when it's like, everything's possible, you're beautiful, you can travel around, or lock down a girlfriend and have kids, so at least you feel like you're on a path, and you're not like, oh my God, because things run out. Like, you can't, even if you're rich, you can't buy 30 years. Like, even... was I watching a video of this? Maybe reading an interview with Alec Baldwin, where he's 60 now, I guess. And he's saying, sometimes he just sits in the car and like the weight of the world, like the misery, and he thinks about, and he's like, I just wish I had more time. I wish I could be 50 again, which I guess is nice. Like I'm turning 48 on Thursday, so I have what he wants. But he has, he's got grown kids. He's got like his daughters from Kim Basinger. They're supermodels on Instagram. Like so here's a rich, famous, popular comedian who's got the grown kids, who wound up, finding a young yoga teacher and marrying her, and he's got like 12-year-old daughters now. So, and even he's sitting in the car miserable. Ooh. What do you do? Is there hope for any of us? Who's happy? Is Tony Robbins happy? Maybe I should take his live seminar that's like in a couple of weeks. I'll be older then. So yeah, so this week, Wednesday night, there's an open, I got my stand-up class 2 to 5 on Wednesday on Zoom, and then there's a stand-up open stage Wednesday night at Yak Yaks in Ottawa that you can go to, and it's a lottery, and the odds are good you'll get on. Somebody said on Facebook, this girl, she's like, you should come. So, I guess that's the best thing. So my parents were like, do you want to do dinner on Wednesday? And I'm like, oh, I might do this. They're like, well, we can do the dinner anytime. Like, being stand-up, that would be a great way to do your birthday. And I'm like, yeah, I guess it would, because, what else am I going to do? And on my way out of the class today, the teacher said, hey, you had some great stuff. I can't wait to hear more and stuff. So he liked my little Zoom baby joke and stuff. Zoom baby. Zoom baby, Zoom baby. Could that be my name? Could I be Zoom baby? I would be Zoom baby. If I was young, Zoom baby. But no, what, as a baby I would have that name? Like, even at no age would Zoom baby be good, unless you're actually a Zoom baby. I don't know, but maybe Zoom. All right, this is Zoom logging out. Bye.